Hello, my retro friends. Thank you for finding my channel, Mike the Retro Realtor. Today we're going to do another Tales from the 80s. We're going to talk about how PG movies back in the 1980s hit a lot harder today and why PG-13 came around. On August 10th, 1984, Red Dawn became the first movie to come out as PG-13. This was devised by the MPAA, the Motion Picture American Association. The MPAA decided to make a move after Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom. I mean, the scene where the guy's in the rack and the other guy literally reaches in, grabs the guy's beating heart, pulls it out, covered in blood, still beating, and shows it to him. That may have been a little too much for a PG. I was 9 years old when this happened, and I was thinking of PG-13 R-rated movies when I was 12. The average theater owner didn't really have a way to enforce it for kids. It's not like they're going to ask me for an ID. So if I wanted to pay my $250 to go see Real Genius or Back to School, they were just going to let me go. Take the money, go in. It was more of a guide for parents, and I actually do appreciate this. Back when my kids were young, I would actually look at the ratings before we took the kids to a movie. PG movies were just fine, and then when Marvel movies started coming out, my son was about 10 years old, PG-13 was just fine. But back in the 80s, it was a lot more wild, a lot more interesting. I'm going to go over 5 examples of movies that at one point, I didn't even know some of them were PG. I actually would have sworn Excalibur from 1980 was an R-rated movie. So growing up as a kid, I was too young to see these movies in theater for the most part, other than Ghostbusters. So I would see them when they came out on over-the-air broadcasts, Saturday afternoon movie. That's when I saw Poltergeist for the first time. So I didn't really know that it was a PG movie, and I didn't realize it was censored from the theater version. Number 1, Airplane. Classic comedy, love this movie. But if you watch it, there is some nudity. The topless woman does absolutely nothing to advance the plot. It's just boobs, right there. Also, there is drug use. I picked the wrong week to quit.
I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
And there's some sexual references. Julie Haggerty looks like she's giving fellatio to the autopilot. Next we have Excalibur. I would have guessed it was an R-rated movie. You see guys get stabbed by swords, their limbs chopped off. This is a very gory movie. At 10 years old, this didn't bother me. We were all watching these movies anyways, and let's not forget the nudity and sex in this movie as well. Another movie that is kind of on the bubble, but it's still a little more racy for a PG movie, is 1981's Clash of the Titans. The movie with the cute robot owl that kind of follows the characters around. It's all about Greek mythology, but if you watch the DVD or watch it on streaming, there literally is TNA. I was like, holy crap when I saw this. And of course, there's some very gory fight scenes. Today that movie would be PG-13, maybe even an R because of the nudity. (1982's Poltergeist). This movie is scary as hell. I don't care how old you are. Between the clown that jetted out and when they're in the pool and the skeletons started popping out. As a kid, my house actually had an in-ground pool. So around 1983-84, it was in the back of my head that skeletons might start chasing after me. This is a PG movie, but it's actually, today it's considered pretty hard R. This is a PG horror movie. It was pretty damn scary. Then we have Ghostbusters. Classic movie. Everyone saw it on the theater. Everyone loves that movie. There's a lot of sexual innuendo that flies over the head of the kids. There's some scary stuff. The monsters, actually, the CGI still holds up today.
Ready? Get her!
And then there's a scene with Dan Aykroyd, and he is meted by a female ghost, who decides to have a little fun with him. We'll leave it at that. Top Secret. Let's talk about Top Secret 1984. That movie is one of my favorite movies. It's Val Kilmer's first movie and his starring role. I'll probably end up doing a review on that movie. So there's a scene where he's talking to his buddy, and at one point Val Kilmer says, "Are you having trouble satisfying your wife sexually?" He pulls out a device that has a fist at the end, gives it to him. He's like, "Oh, this is great. This is a PG movie." Okay, we're gonna leave it at that. So by no means am I saying don't watch these movies. Just be very careful if you get a 10-year-old kid or something like that. You're gonna see some sex, you're gonna see some nudity, you're gonna see some drug use, violence and gore, and some of them are downright scary. Nowadays, the Marvel movies, they're all PG-13 for comical action. I mean, there's no blood in them. 40 years ago, PG movies hit a lot harder than did today. So that being said, please go out and enjoy these movies and keep it retro, my friends. Thanks a lot for stopping by.